kiddos, how are you? We have Shannon and Brielle with us again.
Hi. Hi.
We miss you still, but it was really good seeing you on our Zoom chat. Today, we're going to make donuts because if you give a dog a donut, that's what we read. So, we have 2 sets of ingredients today. First, we have our regular ingredients, and this is for everybody. We need 2 cups of vegetable oil.
Got it.
Nice. We need a half cup of sugar.
Got it.
We need 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon.
Got it again.
All right. We also need 1 can of refrigerated biscuit dough.
Got that too.
Great. You can use any kind of biscuit dough you want. In fact, if you even wanted to use French bread dough, you could. You could even make your own dough. For the sake of time and of ease, we chose the butter-tasted flaky layers. Because that's the only one I could find. But we have some special ingredients that are for 2 of our students. So Isabel and Lukey, you guys are not going to need this. Isabel and Lukey, what you're going to want is 8 slices. The recipe calls for 8 slices of gluten-free bread. Do we have that?
Got it.
Nice work, Brielle. I only have 1 slice here to make it easier to see. So we're also going to need, and again, this is only for Isabel and Lukey, you're going to need 2 eggs beaten.
Got it.
Got them. Ours aren't beaten yet, so we're going to have Brielle start beating those up. We also need, just for Isabel and Luke, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of milk of your choice.
Got it.
We use standard whole milk. You can use coconut milk, almond milk, whatever you want. It just gives a little more fluffiness and a little more taste to our donut. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the process for the gluten-free ingredients so that we don't cross-contaminate and get any gluten onto this piece of gluten-free bread. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is cut your piece of gluten-free bread into 4ths, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. How's your mixing going, Brielle? Good. So you're going to do this with all 8 pieces. Okay? Okay, it looks good. All right, and then now that you have your beaten eggs, you're going to add your milk to your beaten eggs. Go ahead, Brielle. That's good enough. I'll hold that for you so it doesn't fall in. There you go. Add that in there, and then you're going to beat it some more. There you go. Beat it some more. Little circles. There you go. And then you can use a fork. You can use a spoon for this next thing. I use my fingers because they're clean. Because what do you do after, if you have long hair, you put your hair up when you start cooking? What do you do first?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. For how long?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Yes, for 20 seconds. Good job, Brielle. Okay, now that those are all beaten up, what you're going to do is you are going to dip your bread into your eggs. Here you go. Can you dip those in there for me?
Like the whole thing?
The whole thing. There you go. And then you're going to flip it around. Yeah, and then you're going to put it right back on your plate right here. So Luke and Isabel, that's what your bread should look like. You're going to do that to all of your pieces. That's going to be prepping the gluten-free bread. So all the rest of the stuff, what we're going to be doing with this can, Luke and Isabel, you're going to want to ignore. This is for everyone else, okay? The way you open up these cans is there's a little tiny red mark. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here, and it says start here. And all you have to do is peel it. And sometimes the whole can goes, bah, and it pops open. And other times you kind of have to hit it on the table to get it to pop open. It's very adventurous. Are you ready? It always makes my heart race. You go ahead, I'll hold it. You pull. Okay, it hasn't popped yet. It hasn't popped yet. Okay, so it hasn't popped yet. So she's going to show you how to hit it against. Oh, there it went. Pop. There it is. And the best way to get them open, I'm going to borrow this real quick, sweetie pie, is to twist it this way with this hand and twist it back way with this hand. Whoop, and let them fall on out. So now what you're going to do is you're going to separate each biscuit. Okay, so you're going to have, Shannon's going to have 4, Brielle's going to have 4. I'm going to have none because I don't have a cutting board. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your knife and you're going to do the same thing that the people who are doing the gluten-free bread, you're going to do the same thing with your biscuit. You're going to cut it into fourths, in half once, one way, and in half another way. I think the best way to do it is to press down real hard. There you go. Are you able to do it? I'm going to show them a little trick. A little bit difficult, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not really.
You want to see my secret weapon?
Oh,
Let me see.
Can I try doing
Hold on. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to cut it in half like this. And then you're going to take that half and you're going to cut it in half here to make 2 more pieces. Now, if you get tired of cutting, here is my secret weapon. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Anybody ever been to Costco? They give samples out all the time and they don't use knives to cut everything with, they use scissors. But the key to it is that these scissors are clean and sanitized. These are our kitchen scissors that are only used for food. So what you can do instead, if you can be careful with it, is just cut your dough. Look at how easy that was. So easy.
So easy.
All right. You should have a whole bunch of little tiny biscuits. Now, what you're going to do once you're finished cutting all of these biscuits, you're going to ask an adult helper, mom, dad, a big sister who's an adult who's allowed to work in the kitchen, maybe a grandpa or a grandma, anyone who's working with you. You're going to want to heat a pan of oil to 350 degrees so that you can fry these. And once they're fried and golden brown, you're going to put them onto a plate that's lined with a paper towel. And that paper towel soaks up all of that oil. And while your adult helper is doing that, you are going to mix the cinnamon and sugar. So what you want to do is you're going to mix your cinnamon and your sugar together. It's 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon that we've already measured out, and we're putting it into our bowl with our 1/2 cup of sugar. So go ahead and mix that on, Shannon. There you go, and you're gonna get it nice and mixed together. Now, when we do this, we actually put, at home, I put a little bit more cinnamon because my husband loves cinnamon, and so we make things super cinnamony. But this one we didn't make super cinnamony. So it should all be a nice brown color. Cinnamon sugar is yummy, yummy. You're gonna drop it into our cinnamon sugar mix, and you're gonna coat it all with cinnamon sugar. There you go. You're gonna roll that dough ball around in that cinnamon sugar, and then when you're done with that, you're gonna take it out and put it on your serving plate. There you go. And then, looks good. Shake it off a little bit. Shake it off, and then put it on your serving plate. Look at that. Can you make one for Mama too?
Yeah.
Who wants to take a bite?
Me.
I do.
Can I take the big one?
Yeah, you can. Which one can I have?
This one. The one I
This
made.
one? That one you made? Great.
For you.
Thank you. All right, Shannon, grab yours. Let's take a bite. See how they are. Go. I could see why if you gave a dog a donut, you wouldn't want to leave. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks for cooking with us.
Bye.
Bye.